Hi everyone, it's Haley McMurphy. I'm here to do my oral component for our research paper for Literature 272. The story slash play that I chose to talk about the individual versus society is Hedda Gabler. I chose this play and the character to talk about because she is just different as a woman in the front, like compared to the other stories that we've read. She is just so different and confident and just knows what to do to to manipulate people, and it's too bad that she let her boredom lead her to that, because I feel like she could have led a better life. And I don't know, some of the arguments that I made though for her to talk about the individual versus society is just how the society affected her as a woman. She could not host parties. She couldn't buy all the fancy things that she wanted to. She had moved from a high-class citizen with her father to a middle-class citizen living in a high-class house. So just the fact that she doesn't get to have a social life and she's bored is probably the biggest effect that had on her. In my essay, I wrote a lot about how she treated other characters and just kind of like the background of the play, like involving Ibsen, because he was also kind of an individual versus his own society. He was bringing in a new form of literature, and him and Hedda really compare to each other. And actually, Hedda was written because of his relationship that he had with a younger girl that probably wasn't right at the time. And I think just that relationship probably had ended on bad terms. And so he wrote Hedda, and it's one of his most famous plays. He was so different from other playwrights. He went away from the well-made plays, and I think just comparing him and her together really had a solid argument. I also talked about like the way she was raised, because she is her father's daughter, and that is why the play is titled Hedda Gabler instead of Hedda Tesman. I used a lot of sources I used a few sources. I didn't use a lot of sources, but I used them to solidify like the way that Hedda treated other people, how she was against her society, and just the effects that it had like on the plot and on other characters. From this, I've learned that as an individual versus society, you can be different, and that's okay. But if you're gonna be evil and very manipulative to get what you want, that's probably not the best choice. If you can't achieve what you want, there are different ways to be successful, and Hedda just kind of took the wrong route. And I thought that she was just a really interesting character to talk about, and I think as a whole, just her being away from society instead of in society like she wanted to be, that just led her to her demise and to her manipulation. It's just a really good play, and I would love to see it in person. And I'd also really like to meet Ibsen, just because I'm sure he's a very interesting man. I don't know. I just really enjoyed writing about her, and I really hope you enjoyed reading my rough draft as well as my final. It's been a joy to be in this class, and I'm going to miss all of you. Thank you for listening. Bye.